This review has been made possible by Lexus of Naperville. Lexus of Naperville has the Lexus for you, whether it be new or used. Lexus of Naperville is located at 2480 Aurora Avenue in Naperville, Illinois, or you can visit their website at www.lexusofnaperville.com.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2020 Tesla Model Y Performance. Now down below is a dual motor electric drive system paired to a single speed transmission. Now I'm super excited to be driving this here Model Y for two reasons. First of all, I've driven a Model 3, I've driven a Model S, but I have not driven the Model Y yet. And I'm super excited to do so. Let's see what all the hubbub is about. This is the latest car to come out of Tesla, and the Performance Edition is the more expensive version. So let's see if it's worth it. So let's get back to that dual motor setup. It's good for 303 miles of electric charge. This vehicle is all electric. There are no gasoline engines or anything on board. I'll put the horsepower numbers up on the screen if I can find them. Finding Tesla horsepower numbers are kind of weird because they are electric and all-wheel drive, or at least most of them are all-wheel drive. This is the dual motor making it all-wheel drive. There's a motor at the front and a motor at the back. But the 303 miles is that important part. With the Performance, you do get a little bit more range, but this is not the extended range Tesla Model Y. 303 miles, I do have to say, is pretty good. I think for an around town car especially, or even a short road trip car, 303 miles is really starting to get into the territory where normal people who drive a lot are going to be able to get into electric cars. I commute out of state quite frequently, and that's about 105, 115 miles each way, so I could definitely do it here in the Model Y. But what you guys are probably waiting for is my reaction to putting it into performance mode. So let's just go to driving here, sport, acceleration. Steering we're going to put into sport, and regenerative braking we'll put on low. Don't really need that. All right, let's see what these electric cars are all about. Oh my God! Oh man, the weird thing is you don't hear anything. It just, well, you hear my equipment falling down. That's what you hear. But it just goes, and then it's back to being this normal, boring car. I mean, it does give you the roller coaster drop in your stomach of just, ah! Oh man. This is fast. This is a fast car. You know, a lot of the times I say, oh, you know, this car is quick, but I wouldn't say it's fast. No, this is fast. This is really fast. And that's part of the performance package. The nice thing is that you get those dual motors. So not only are you being tugged at the front, but you're being thrusted at the rear. And I absolutely love that. Now, there's not a whole lot more to really talk about with the Tesla Model Y when it comes to the mechanics of it. Has dual motors, has a bunch of batteries, and that's really all you need to know. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I don't get anything. I do get a air vent that goes side to side of the car and looks very, very nice, very minimalist, and I think it has a nice appeal to it. On the steering wheel, I have two scroll knobs that can be configured to whatever is currently on screen. The left one is typically the volume knob, but of course that can all be changed. It's very customizable, and I like that. I like a sort of modular car that can be changed and swapped to your liking or to your need or whatever it may be. I like the look of the steering wheel. I do have this Alcantara on the top with the red stripe. Adds a little bit of a sporty feel. However, the steering wheel is the only portion of this car that feels sporty. And to even go further, this is an aftermarket steering wheel cover. So I wish that there was a little bit more sportiness because this is the performance version. Wish there was a little bit more in the car, but that's okay. On the stalks, I do have turn signals, and I do have my gear select to the right, as well as I have my cruise control and autopilot. This does have the auto steer beta and full self-driving visualization preview. A lot of people have a lot of thoughts on this. I don't really mind. As long as you look at this system as the fact that it is in beta, this is not a fully developed, proper released system, it's fine. It's fun, it's gimmicky, but it's still a work in progress. We'll talk more about that with the center screen. To the left of me, I do have my window switches, but up on the top, I have a little button for my door. So we'll throw it here in park. and that pops the door. Just the little button here up at the top. I like it. Again, it's cool, it's gimmicky, it's futuristic. But is it super practical? Not really. Now, moving into the center, we have our giant infotainment system. All right, so now it is time to talk Tesla infotainment. This is going to be a very long segment, so down at the bottom of the screen or in the description, you should see some timestamps if you'd like to skip over this entirely. But here we have the Tesla Model Y infotainment system, which basically runs everything about the car. So let's go through it. Up here we have quick controls for our exterior lights, fog lights, mirrors, steering wheel fold, window lock, and display brightness. We can bring that up or down or leave it at auto. For lights, we have our headlights, parking lights, auto, front fogs again, dome lights, ambient lights we can turn on and off, high beam headlights after exit, and steering wheel lights. We have different locking methods here. We have our child locks, walk away door lock, unlock on park, things like that. Display, of course, we have day, night, auto, brightness, screen clean mode. So this is for if you're going to clean your screen like with a towel or something, it's not going to hit a million buttons. This is really, really smart. I haven't seen it in other cars. Really, really cool. Exit here in... There we go. Touchscreen English, voice recognition English, navigation English, things like that. Driving, we have our chill mode and our sport mode. So the performance version gets sport mode, which is super sporty, 0 to 60 in just over 3 seconds. Steering mode, comfort, standard, and sport. Regenerative braking, low or standard. On standard, when you take your foot off the gas, it feels like the vehicle is braking, because it is. Stopping mode, hold, creep, or roll. When you come to a stop, if you let your foot off the brake, it'll either roll forward, creep forward, or it'll hold where you are. Autopilot, like I mentioned earlier, we do have auto steer beta, full self-driving visualization preview, speed limit, current speed. You can offset it as well, so the vehicle will always do a percentage above the speed limit, or, you know, if you prefer to always do 5 over the speed limit, you can set it to do so. Speed warning is off display or chime. You can set a speed limit, forward collision warning, lane departure avoidance, and then we have all of these nice safety features. Navigation, pretty standard stuff here. You can actually set it to use HOV lanes, which is very, very nice, especially if you live down in Dallas. Safety and security, allow mobile access. You could power off, speed limiter, sentry mode. So the sentry mode will activate the cameras around the vehicle if it detects movement. So if someone is trying to damage your car or someone dinged your car on accident, things like that, it'll record that stuff. Pin to drive, glove box pin. You can actually set a pin to open your glove box, which is really nice because the glove box is its own button. And then we have software for towing, wheel configuration. This is really cool. You can actually set if it has the different wheels on it, so it'll set your speed properly. Camera calibration, notification. Basically, we're just getting into settings and things like that here. So backing out of this, we can take a look at our cameras. So we have a couple different views we could look at, which is super, super nice. I really like that about Tesla. They are very good about their cameras. This is the rear-facing camera, and these are my 2 side cameras. We have music options that will come up down here, which I like. We have our windshield wipers we can turn on and off. Then we have a whole menu of things here. Call, calendar, camera, energy. You can take a look at that. It's pretty fun. Charging, how much charge we have left. Supercharging is currently unavailable. That is a paid service, and this vehicle does not currently have it, obviously because it's a used vehicle and doesn't have an owner. We can go to websites, surf the web. Entertainment. We have Solitaire, Cat Quest, Fallout Shelter, which is very, very fun. That's a very fun game. Stardew Valley, Backgammon, Cuphead, Beach Buggy Racer 2, Chess 2048, Asteroid, Centipede, Super Breakout, Lunar Lander, Missile Command, Millipede, Tempest. All these really fun arcade games. Super, super fun. And you're definitely going to be able to have fun while you are charging your car. That's what these are really for. Does Tesla expect you to go out in your garage and play their games? Not really. And for theater, we have Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, Twitch, and Tesla tutorials. We also have the toy box. So a couple things you could do, like a sketch pad, as you saw earlier. I was making a little smiley face. Yes, we'll clear that. Hello. Super fun. You could change all that stuff and whatever. Then we have like Mars. It'll make your map look like you're on the surface of Mars. Then we have Santa. It'll change your car to a sleigh. I love the fact that It's a Tesla rendered sleigh. Rainbow road, things like that. Very, very basic. Moving over to climate controls, we can toggle the climate controls. And there's a couple things I like about this. First of all, if you want the air directed in a different way, you just click and drag it. Super intuitive. Anyone from a toddler to a grandparent can do that, which is very, very nice. And you can change the fan speed, things like that. I don't want to blow out my audio. And the nice thing is that I can turn it on to dog or camping mode. So camping mode, car will stay on until battery reaches 20%. Sentry mode, security, alarm, and walk away will be disabled. Camping mode is for sleeping in the car. It'll keep it at a current temperature or whatever temperature you set, which is super, super nice. Then we have dog mode. So if you're going to go into the store and leave your furry friend in the car, it'll set it to a current temperature and it'll display on the screen the temperature and that the dog is okay, so people don't break your windows trying to save the dog. Then we do have our heated seat options. Both front seats are heated, and I have my defrosters. That's it for the Tesla infotainment, pretty much. That's a very quick walkthrough. There's so much you can do in here, and this is really your only other connection to the vehicle besides the steering wheel and brake pedal.
By far, one of the funniest parts of the Model Y is the emissions button. So, that's right. You can do fart sounds, and you could change the fart sounds, and they're all a play on words of like Elon Musk stuff, like Falcon Heavy, Ludicrous Fart. This is a play on like Neuralink, The Boring Company. So that's something you can play with too.
With all of that being said, I love the look of the infotainment system. It's so minimalist. It's so modern. When we look back at the late 2010s, early 2020 cars, this is going to be the standard. Ford is now moving towards going with this, and a lot of other manufacturers are starting to copy the Tesla screen in the center, and this set that standard. However, I don't like the fact that everything is run through the screen, and it took me like 30 minutes before I started filming this review to actually start figuring out how to turn my volume up and down, how to do this, how to do that. Everything is through the screen. If your screen gets a crack in it or decides it doesn't want to work that day, you are going to be out of luck. But that has to be said about a lot of the Tesla. Everything's electronic in here. And if I've learned anything from working with 80s electronics, they don't like to stick around for too long. But down below that center screen, I do have a little cubby that opens up, a little spot to put your phone or whatnot. This is an aftermarket Tesla logo on top, that's not factory. And then I have another openable cubby down below that goes pretty deep. Nice for storage and things like that, but it's almost awkwardly deep. Because if you put anything at the bottom, it's just going to get things piled on top of it. You'll never see it again. But then we do have two cup holders, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test here in the Tesla Model Y, and it fails. I don't know of any Tesla that will pass the big friggin' bottle test, which is a little disheartening to see how expensive this car is. I'd like to bring my bottle with, but I understand it's not the top of the priority list for Tesla. Elon Musk, if you're listening, make bigger cup holders after you go to space or whatever. Then I get this little pad. This is for the key. Well, it's a business card, actually. You can make your wireless phone your key, which I don't know why I said wireless phone, as if anyone has anything else these days. So quick note, your landline, your rotary dial phone will not work. But you can use your smart device as a key, or you can use this little business card. It's like a hotel key card. And you put it right here in order to start the vehicle, which is pretty nice. And then I get a little center console. The seats are decently comfortable. They are heated, which is nice. And they are power. Right now I am vibing with the lumbar support, really aggressive lumbar support. But that can all be changed and adjusted, which I really like. But we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2020 Tesla Model Y. Couple things to note back here. First of all, plenty of space. This is the smaller SUV offered from Tesla, and I do actually have plenty of space. This is my seating position. My knees are not hitting the seat, and I'm sitting upright, and I have plenty of space above my head. People always ask I'm 5'11". I do have two USB-C chargers down here. Very nice, very modern. And then I do have the center console with these two cup holders as well. The seats are okay. The leather isn't super nice, especially for a car, A, with 12,000 miles, and B, that's $70,000. I wish I got a little bit nicer of leather. However, the biggest and scariest thing back here, the safety concern back here, is the fact that underneath the front seats, there's nothing. There's no wiring, there's no anything. It looks super good, looks clean and simple. However, after I shut off the camera in my front driving portion, I was driving the car and I hit the brakes pretty normally. And my water bottle from back here, the big friggin' bottle, rolled all the way under my seat and hit my feet while I was driving. Luckily, nothing else happened. I picked up the water bottle, put it next to me after I regained my breath. However, the fact that a water bottle or anything else, if you're driving kids back here, they drop a ball, they drop a water bottle, they drop a toy, a McDonald's Happy Meal, whatever it is. If they drop that and it rolls up, there's a chance that it would roll under your feet, potentially under your pedals. I mean, it's not super likely, but it's possible. And in other cars, that's not possible. So that is a huge safety concern. If you have a Model Y or planning on getting a Model Y, figure out a way to block off the back seats from the front seats underneath so that can't happen. That was really shocking and really worrying to me. However, with all of that being said, let's go take a look at the trunk. All right, so we're on the back of the 2020 Tesla Model Y. A nice power tailgate button there. And once we're back here, really great space. I am very happy with this. For it being a smaller SUV, I would say this is really the size of, it's a little bit larger than maybe a Mazda CX-5 or something of that nature. And I love that. I get this giant storage bin down here. That's, of course, a front license plate bracket. And if we move these floor mats, there's even more storage down here, which is super nice. Tons and tons of storage here in the Tesla Model Y, and I really am shocked by that. I'm really happy with it. I was expecting very little, and I got a lot. And of course, the second row also folds down. This has plenty of cargo space, and again, super happy with that. Come up here. There we go. However, that's not where the trunks end. Come around here. What is this? We have a front trunk. Because this is an electric vehicle, there is no engine up here. There's no gasoline engine to take up the space up here, so we have this nice space. Really like it. I mean, it's not going to fit a whole ton, but it's definitely enough to put groceries in, put your soccer ball, your football, you know, any basic equipment in here. My filming equipment would probably fit in here. Actually, let's go get it. See, there we go. That's everything I use to film these reviews. It would fit right up here in the frunk, and I wouldn't have to deal with it in the back or anywhere else. I absolutely love that. Very sizable. And another perk of owning an electric car. Now we got to talk about the looks, and I do like the Model Y. I do stand by my statement that I made in my Model 3 video, where it does look like a Model 3 on stilts, or wearing its dad's shoes or something. It looks a little tall, looks a little awkward in that sense. But overall, I think all of Tesla's lineup are decently handsome. They're fine enough, and they definitely are trendsetters. When you see a Tesla, you know exactly what it is, and you know that it's something different. It doesn't look like anything else on the road, and I can appreciate that. But now let's talk about my final thoughts here on the Tesla Model Y. Well, first of all, that acceleration. Oh my God. I rarely get to experience acceleration like that. And what's funny is that I was recently at Disney World and I rode the Rockin' Roller Coaster, and that actually has a slower 0 to 60 than this here Tesla, which is insane. You literally get to drive a roller coaster when you drive this car. I like the look of it. I like the look of the infotainment, but like I said, we'll talk about that in a second. And I do really like the fact that this is a cool piece of technology. It's always fun for me to drive Teslas because they don't drive like any other car that I get to review. When I step into this, I know that I'm in something different, and that brings me joy throughout my workday. However, there are some steep negatives to this car. Like I said with that infotainment, this is your only way of any infotainment. If this screen goes dead, you're out of luck and your car is going to be at the dealer for probably not a short amount of time. Let's be honest. And the other thing is that I just don't feel like this is a $70,000 car, which it is. It's a $70,000 car. There's a couple rattles in the door. On my $21,000 Mazda 3, I suck it up. It's an economy car. But $70,000. Blowing the entire budget of what some indie films are made for on a car and still having rattles, it's not great. The doors of a car closing are always an indication of the car's quality to me, and I just don't get that satisfying close when I close these doors. And I know that people with these cars have had issues with build quality. These cars were kind of rushed. Tesla promised them way earlier than when they were delivered. And so they rushed the production, and some people have quality issues. But the other thing is that some people don't. Some people really don't have quality issues. It's kind of a luck of the draw at that point, which is a little sad to see from a manufacturer, but not the end of the world. And so, wrapping up, putting a nice little bow on the end of this video, I think it's incredible what Tesla's doing. I think it's important what Tesla's doing. They are really stimulating the market, prodding other manufacturers to do cool and interesting things, and they're keeping it fresh. However, being on the forefront has its issues, which come in the form of build quality. Would I buy one of these for $70,000? I don't think so. I think there's better vehicles you can buy out there for $70,000. But then again, those vehicles aren't doing what the Tesla's doing. Something to think about. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Lexus of Naperville for letting me take out their Tesla Model Y. They are absolutely awesome. They have tons of used vehicles. Between the 3 shared dealers of Chevy, Toyota, and Lexus, they will find the correct vehicle for you. They have tons of vehicles in their inventory. They're always stocking unique and interesting vehicles. This Tesla Model Y just happens to be one of them. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.